Biden is gonna waste time negotiating with them and cutting it down. So he's now cut more than $1 trillion from the $2.3 trillion infrastructure proposal, which at the time we said was too small. And even people like Joe Manchin were pretending that they supported $4 trillion. So they cut that. In the meantime, Republicans have added less than $100 billion in new spending to their first offer. So let's just do some math here. So the party that won the presidency, the Senate, and held on to the House, that won all of it, are giving 10 times more than the side in the minority. And even that is a massive joke because he could take their bill. Maybe one would vote for it, but like maybe Murkowski would vote for it. That's it. Susan Collins would say that she didn't, and then she'd like be really like concerned about it or something like that. And by the way, that cutting $1 trillion, he already cut it to 1.7 trillion last month. So 2.3 trillion really quickly became 1.7, which has now become less than 1.3. It's barely more than what the Republicans are pretending to support right now. So the whole thing is just very predictable, very depressing. I don't even know what's left in it after they cut out that $1 trillion. The EV stuff that I'm excited about, I don't even know if that's still in there.
John, do you ever marvel at the amount of, when you just said repeatedly trillion, 1 trillion, 1.7 trillion. Do you ever marvel at the amount of money that is available, that's just available, right? And if you stop and think about, and this is like probably going on a tangent, but I always think about this when I hear about these bills. I was listening to NPR the other day and they were talking about a lot of these bills, especially here in Florida. And the guy was like, yeah, $9.9 trillion is being allocated for this and that. I'm like, $9.9 trillion? How? Where is this coming from? Like who's printing this money? Does that not like floor you when you hear these numbers?
Yeah, it is a lot of money. Bear in mind, these are bills that deal with, like the infrastructure bill deals with 8 to 10 years worth of spending, and we are a country of obviously, like 1/3 of a trillion people, 1/3 of a billion people. So yes, they're very large figures, and very large figures being slashed away from it with every passing day, unfortunately.
True.
And then why? Why is he doing this? Very briefly, the New York Times attempts to explain it. If talks break down and moderate Democrats blame Republicans, a reconciliation bill would most likely be easier for Mr. Biden to push through. Yeah, if we pretend that we don't know anything about anything and anything about anyone, yeah, that seems reasonable. That's political strategy right there. Except, no, what is Manchin to become more reasonable? You're right, they did really try with those Republicans. Biden really gave it a go. In the pre-show, we just talked about, he described the Capitol riots investigation, like the commission. He said we did everything we could have done to make it bipartisan, and they filibustered it. So is that a problem? No, we're just gonna try again. So like, no, New York Times, don't try to be fake reasonable. It doesn't matter. None of this strategy works. What we're gonna end up with is like a $1 trillion bill that maybe they'll pass through reconciliation, and effectively the Republicans will have had more influence over the process than the party that controls every branch of government.
Right, 100%. The exhausting cycle of politics, never ending. It's never ending.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.